Hello everyone and welcome back to exercise number 38 of the SolidWorks basic tutorial series. In this video, we're going to be designing a base bracket. Now, as always, in implementing this part within SolidWorks, we're going to be using many of the SolidWorks features, namely the extrude boss base feature and extrude cut feature. Here we see the schematic drawing for exercise number 38. All dimensions are in millimeters. We have the isometric view, the top view, and the section view. And this section view was taken along this horizontal line here, this section AA. And we have a question, and the question reads, what is the mass of this part in grams? And here it's telling us to use ASI 1020 steel. When we've completed designing the part, we need to assign a material, and the material is ASI 1020 steel. All right, so looking at the features for the components, we see that overall it's a relatively simple part to design. We have a base plate, right? Now here we see the profile of this base plate. We have a central boss, a stepped central boss. We have two bosses here at the side that correspond to the mounting holes for the component, and we have a central opening running along the center of the component, all right? So, and of course, in designing this part, we're going to follow a feature-based approach. So each and every feature that we see for this component, we're going to be implementing it within SolidWorks. But for the most part, we're going to be using the sketch tools, namely the line tool, the circle tool, the smart dimension tool, and the trim tool. And of course, we're also going to be using the extrude boss base tool and the extrude cut tool, but also for certain edges, especially edges right here, 3 edges actually, between the base plate and the bosses that we have here at the top face, we're going to be using the fillet tool, right, to round out certain edges. And the fillet here, radius here, we see that it's 5 millimeters, all right? So this is, again, a very, very simple problem within SolidWorks. All right, so with that aside, let's get started with exercise number 38. Okay, so we start by creating a new SolidWorks part. We set the background to plain white, and we copy exercise number 38 into SolidWorks. All right, so as I said previously, step number 1 involves sketching out the base profile for the component. So very simply, just select the top plane, sketch, select circle, and from the origin here, draw a larger circle. And then move and draw a circle to the right of this larger circle. Set the relation between the centers of these two circles as horizontal, all right? Now these two circles, the big circle and the smaller circle here, correspond to what we see here for the base profile. So select smart dimension, and we see that the diameter of this larger circle should be 70, since we have a radius of 35. So the diameter of this circle should be 70 millimeters. And the diameter of this smaller circle here should be 40 millimeters. So this should be 40. The distance between the two circles should be 57.5. So the distance between this point and this point is 57.5. Now select line, and very simply just close off the sketch that we created using 2 tangent lines. That's 1 and 2. Now to make sure that these lines are actually tangent with respect to their circles, we just look at the relation tags, and here we don't have a tangency condition. So select this circle and set the relation as tangent. All right, the rest of the lines are okay. Now simply just select mirror entities, and here's when to ask you for the entities to mirror. Select these 2 lines in addition to the smaller circle here. Or actually before that, just first of all, draw a line here, center line here, starting from the origin, a vertical center line. Now select mirror entities and select these 2 lines and this circle. Mirror about this vertical line that I just created, and then select OK. Select trim entities and delete any extra lines. And here we have the profile for the base of the component, all right? Now, very simply, just press S on your keyboard, extrude. And according to the figure here, we're going to extrude this to a thickness of 15 millimeters, as shown here in the section view for the component. So enter a thickness of 15 millimeters, and then select OK. And that creates the base profile for the component, all right? Now we're going to work on creating this central boss bracket here. So here we very simply see that there's 2 concentric cylinders on top of each other, right? So just select this face, sketch, select circle, and from the origin, draw a circle. And we see here in the section view that the base of this larger cylinder should have a diameter of 55 millimeters. So select Smart Dimension and assign a diameter of 55 millimeters. All right, press S on your keyboard, extrude, and the height of this first cylinder right here, according to the figure, should be 25 millimeters. All right, so this should be extruded to a height of 25 millimeters. Now we're going to work on creating this second cylinder. So select this top face, sketch, select circle. From the origin again, draw a circle. From the image here, we see that the diameter of this second cylinder should be 40 millimeters. So select Smart Dimension, and this should be 40 millimeters. Press S on your keyboard, select Smart, Extrude Boss Base, and we're going to extrude this to a height of 20 millimeters. All right. So that creates the central boss here, the central step boss. Now we're going to work on creating the two bosses for the mounting holes at the two sides. So select this top face, sketch, select circle, and draw two circles, 1 and 2. Here we see that we have a diameter of 25 millimeters. So go ahead and assign a diameter for these two circles as 25 millimeters. 1 and 2. Press S on your keyboard, extrude, and we're going to extrude these two circles to a height of, or thickness of 5 millimeters. All right, and click OK. Now, very simply, we're going to create the holes for the component. We have these two mounting holes to the sides, and we have a central hole that goes all the way through the component. Okay, so let's select this top face, sketch, select circle. From the origin here, just draw a circle. The hole should have a diameter of 25 millimeters. So select Smart Dimension and assign a diameter for this circle as 25 millimeters. Press S on your keyboard, select Extrude Cut, set the end condition as through all both directions. Now you can either do that by clicking on this drop-down menu here, or just very simply want to save time, right-click on your mouse. Let's do that again. Right-click on your mouse and then select through all both directions. All right, then select OK. Repeat the same process here. Select this space, sketch, draw a circle. And starting from this center right here, we draw a circle. And the circle here should have a diameter of 15 millimeters, all right? So activate the Smart Dimension tool, and this should be 15. Press S on your keyboard, Extrude Cut, set the end condition as through all both directions, and then select OK. Now we need to mirror this to the other side, so very simply, go to Features, Mirror, and here's going to ask you for the face or plane you want to mirror along. So simply just select the right plane, all right? And here for the features to mirror, select this internal face and then select OK. Finally, we have certain edges we need to fill out. Specifically, we need to use a fillet radius of 5 millimeters. So select this tool, fillet tool, and we're going to fill out these edges 1, 2, and 3, and assign a fillet radius of 5 millimeters. And then select OK. All right. Now, again, we need to answer this question. What is the mass of this part in grams, right? So before that, we need to use or assign a material of ASI 1020 steel. So to do that, right-click here, Edit Material, select ASI 1020, Apply, Close. Delete this image. And now for the moment of truth, we need to determine the mass of this part. So select Evaluate tab, and then select Mass Properties. And your final answer here is 1,356.99, or more simply, want to round things up, 1,357 grams. All right, so that is our final answer. Okay, so that concludes exercise number 38. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below. I hope to see you all in exercise number 39. Until we meet again, bye-bye.